Ever wondered what goes into producing a product ad, filming a civic event, covering a charity day, or interviewing major brands at a trade show? In this roundup, I'm taking you behind the scenes of my latest projects, from studio shoots to street level action, to show you how I work, what gear I use, the lessons I've learned, and how every bit of content, even the unseen stuff, builds your brand. Let's get into it. First up, a marketing retainer job I've been doing monthly for the past 4 months. This time, the focus was on pearls. As always, I kick things off with a time-lapse. It sets the scene and adds energy right from the start. I used my Canon R6 Mark I with a 105mm f2.8 lens, perfect for filling the frame with product detail. Most shots were captured at f5 to f8 inside the client's mini studio using their motorized turntable. The following weekend, I covered 2 major community events. First, Salisbury's mayoral change, one of the city's key civic occasions. This was my 4th time filming it, so I knew it would involve a lot of movement. That's why I used the Nikon Z6 with a 24 to 200mm lens mounted on a gimbal. It let me move freely and track the action, from the outgoing mayor at the Guildhall to the new one leading the party after service that took place at St. Thomas. The video combined A-roll with the town crier and supporting B-roll showing the day's events unfolding. That same day, I filmed the Family Fun Day in support of Salisbury Hospice charity, another event I've now filmed 4 years running. Because we arrived partway through, I filmed most of it handheld. It kept me light and nimble, especially on a warm day. For atmosphere and scale, I always tried to grab wide shots early. In this case, I also made sure to show the hospice's branding. One highlight, a cheerleading performance. I used different frame rates to slow things down, using the Nikon Z6 Mark III's 5.3 K60p and 4K 120p modes, plus DX crop when I needed extra range. Later, I realized I hadn't filmed the food offerings, so before leaving, I looped back to capture that too, because it's often the little things that help complete the story. The following week, I headed to the Media Production and Technology Show, MPTS, to film interviews with traders and tech reps. Some interviews had been pre-planned, like a walk and talk with Canon UK, which came out of a conversation I'd had at the photography and video show earlier this year, but not everyone was as open to being filmed, likely due to company restrictions. So I adapted, shot on tripods, and had my production assistant monitoring audio while I focused on the interviews themselves. We used a wireless Go mic setup inside a handheld mic to ensure clean, close-range audio, essential in a noisy hall. Now, here's the honest part. These interviews didn't perform as well online as the ones I shot at the photography show. Why? Timing. The Nikon interview focused on the 28 to 135mm cine lens, which had just launched. The lens hadn't hit customers yet, so there wasn't much buzz outside Nikon's own marketing, meaning limited organic reach and excitement. From a YouTube standpoint, that matters, but here's what I take from it. Not everything is about immediate views. Every video, even the ones with lower numbers, builds your personal brand. They show you're active, engaged, and consistent. And that, in the long run, is what wins work. The final shoot of the month took me to the Old Mill, where I was updating a promo video we'd originally shot after their Green King refurb a few years ago. This time, we were capturing their garden party, adding sunny day visuals and new crowd footage to the original edit. I used a gimbal with the 24 to 200mm lens, switching between 24mm for wides and 135mm for portraits. That mid to long range is especially flattering for faces. The gimbal helped me stay smooth while staying unnoticed. Great for natural, candid shots. I only requested a few specific setups, like cocktail making, and made sure to check with the client first. Slow motion was ideal here, to emphasize movement. I also shot a pizza being made handheld to get in close without getting in the chef's way. There were lighting challenges, like the chef blocking his own light, but I adjusted exposure on the fly. As always, the goal was storytelling. Showing the pizza from dough to topping helps viewers understand the care behind it. Each project this month came with its own challenges and takeaways. Whether it was adapting on the fly, managing expectations, or adjusting creative strategy on the spot. But all of it contributes to the bigger picture. Not every video is a viral hit. Not every event gets perfect light or ideal sound. But every time you shoot, share, and show up, you build trust, credibility, and your personal brand. That's the kind of consistency that turns a freelancer into a trusted creative partner. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes roundup, don't forget to like, comment, or share your own thoughts. Subscribe if you want to see more of what goes into creative work behind the lens. And as always, keep telling stories that matter.